I'm Charles Clark.
And I'm Matt Johnson.
We got another episode of Fighter Spotlight for you tonight. We got a great episode featuring Dyvonne Thornton. And Dyvonne went 6-0 as an Emmy. He's ranked number 1 as a flyweight in Colorado, number 3 as a flyweight in the U.S. West region, number 7 at featherweight in the U.S. West region. And he's making his pro debut June 18th for Battle MMA. Dyvonne, welcome. Thanks for being here, bro.
Of course, brother. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yeah. We're really excited to have you on the show. Get to know you a little bit better before your pro debut. Let the fans get introduced to you. Get to know you as a person. Always makes it, when you're rooting for someone and you just know more facts about them, it just kind of means a little more, So hopefully we can get you some more fans and get to know you a little better and have a good time in the process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree 100%, man.
Right. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
I was born in Beloit, Wisconsin, and I'm not sure how long we were there, but when I was real young, we moved to New Orleans. Nice. And then, Hurricane Katrina 2005. So we evacuated, moved to Houston, Mississippi, then bang, back to Wisco. And as you know, the area, we're from the similar area. I went to high school in Janesville, Wisconsin, and Rock County, Madison area. If people don't know, most of your fans are probably, familiar with Wisco.
Right.
Yeah, if they're not, it's in the Madison area. But wrestled most of my life. My first love was football. And, didn't make the best decisions academically. So I ended up losing some scholarships, which ended up panning out because, now we're in Colorado Springs, as you know, because we're teammates. And, we're making a professional debut here soon in about 3 weeks. So it all works out, But get those grades up, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta stay in school. Schooling is important, man. Going back to school and getting a college degree for me changed my life. So yeah, I encourage everybody to do it for sure. Yep. Study hard. Yeah, I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but do you want to tell us more about your childhood? What it's like growing up in Wisconsin? What it was like even moving back and forth? Probably changing schools. What kind of neighborhood did you grow up in? Things like that.
Well, in Houston, it wasn't the best neighborhood, but it wasn't the worst. There's violence,
It's always a neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. A part of, most places, not the best, but great people there, felt like home there. But in Wisconsin, growing up in Wisconsin, being a person of color is a little, it's a little iffy. It's
a little dicey.
What'd you say, brother?
A little dicey.
Yeah, a little dicey. Exactly. That's the best explanation for it right there. A little dicey, depending on the area. Because obviously, like the world, there's going to be good people, smart people.
Sure.
There's going to be dumb people, bad people, But in the area I was in was a little bit, here and there. But I also, again, there's amazing people. But just not growing up with a lot, but growing up with enough, because my mom made shit happen. My dad was there, started doing a little bit more around, I'd say, like when I was like 12, he stepped up a little bit more. So that helped a lot. But, just growing up not without a lot, I think that's what helps me now. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
100%, man. 100%.
You want to do more, you want better for the next generation, for your future, things like that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Our teammate Donnie, he just posted something. He said, be a warrior today so your son can be a merchant tomorrow and their son can be a poet in the future. I'm like, hell yeah. And that's the way I'm thinking about that. All this physical and mental pain is going to pay off because my kids aren't going to have that. Their kids aren't going to have that.
Have to struggle and go through some of the things, hopefully, that you did when you were younger.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm thinking you thinking the same way, and you doing it. So, we all out here just trying to get better. We're all fighters, you know. You got to keep that fighter mindset, whether you're in the cage or not, you know.
Right. Yeah. You got to keep going through it one way or another because it never stops, you know.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. It doesn't. I think, especially us fighting athletes, that harder life kind of molds you into the type of fighter you're going to be when you do step into that cage and that ball gets put in between the door, you know.
Man, so, it's hard. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do, you know, to a lot of people, once they get in there, they realize they're like, holy shit, this isn't for me. I've seen a lot of people quit in the cage more than once. And I think that's everyone's number one worry. Like, damn, is this man gonna beat me so bad he's gonna make me quit in there, you know? And
am I gonna be?
I don't ever want to feel that way. So
you can be the toughest guy in the world, but
out every time you're hitting that ground dummy, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But man, like you said though, not everybody's made for that. And some people find out the easy way at practice. Some people find the hard way inside the cage.
Right. Man. It's an amazing feeling though, you know. It's adrenaline junkies and things like that, you know. It's definitely like on par with one of those things for like, it's just a feeling like no other, you know.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Get a rush from it, a crazy rush, but you know,
well worth all the pain.
Yeah,
I agree, man. It's something special.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Mentioned that you wrestled and you played football.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that football helped with your wrestling? Because if you think about it, a lot of the fundamentals of tackling is the same as, you know, takedowns. So do you think that helped you and your mixed martial arts career as well?
I think it was more vice versa. Because if I was on defense, I don't care how big you were. If you didn't know how to defend a takedown, you weren't going to break my tackle. You know, like, unless you literally trucked me. But if I got those hips, I'm getting it because I know how to finish in that situation. And I think when I was a ball carrier, the ability to have strong hips while you're in a pile or making a move, whether it's, you know, a little cut or a stutter step or trucking somebody is crazy. And that comes from wrestling. But I honestly, maybe it did go both ways. I noticed it more for wrestling helping football though, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. And also like that wrestler grind is different. Like the football grind is way easier. So it made me, I feel, be able to push that extra level above people that didn't wrestle. They're like, all right, man, these ladders suck. Like, man, try going live for 20 minutes. What are you talking about?
Wrestlers were always just super extreme, man. I remember that. Like
when it's 98 degrees in the wrestling room, you got 30 grown dudes.
Like, man, it's humid in there because from sweat. Like what the hell? Like, man, it's ridiculous. We'd have the basketball players like huddle around. They're done with practice. We're in the middle of practice. They're just watching through the windows. I'm like, yeah, we're crazy, right? You know, go play basketball.
Yeah, I bet there are a lot of people that wish they wrestled when they were younger that get into MMA. It's definitely a wrestler's game. So
if you can't defend a takedown,
you're gonna have
it's gonna be a long 15.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long 15 for you, buddy.
Hell yeah, man. Let's talk about your upcoming pro fight, man. June 18th, Battle MMA. You're going against Mark Plata. Man, what are your thoughts, man? It's your pro debut.
I am excited, a little nervous because that comes with it. But honestly, I feel like this is meant to be, you know, like I deserve it. Not trying to sound cocky at all, but I feel like I've worked for it. You know, I feel like I put in my work. Exactly, yeah. I don't think this was handed. I think this was earned, you know, like you just said. But and that makes me feel more confident about it as well, knowing that I did put in the work to become a pro.
Right.
You know, like this wasn't just a coach that just you were teammates, you know, coach.
Yeah,
he's not someone that's just
give
gonna
you
like,
nothing that you don't deserve. And if you don't think you're ready to go pro, he wouldn't be letting you fight pro.
Exactly. And that's another thing that I think solidifies that knowing of I earned this. Like, cause coach ain't gonna let me go pro without, you know, him knowing, you know, cause you know, Pat Militich, Sergio Pena, those guys don't give anything out for free, you know, like
those are
you
tough.
gotta earn everything. So that's what coach, you know, was brought up on. So same thing with him. So I'm really excited. We went through a lot of opponents, but Mark signed the contract and looks like he's going through with it. So respect to Mark, you know, but we gonna go to war. I'll tell you that. you know me, we gonna go to war. It's gonna be fun. I'm
Anybody
excited.
that's seen you fight knows you're gonna go the whole time and you ain't stopping. That's
exactly.
Sure. And if you haven't seen him fight, this man ain't lying. I mean, I've seen he's nonstop for the full 15 minutes. I mean, there are a lot of people that throw some combinations and reset and kill the clock a little bit. I mean, you're nonstop, bro. Nonstop.
Is this like a?
That's why you're a pro, though.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I don't know if you feel that though, but like a anxious feeling, not like anxious, but like I need to be scoring. Like that's just how I feel when I'm in there. Like I need to be in your face, trying to get points on the board or trying to get you out of there.
Right. Because otherwise you're getting scored on. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that comes from my wrestling coach in high school. Like, it's like you score first. You set the tempo. There's no getting scored on if you're trying to score. Go set your offense up and keep going. Like set the tone. Like that's all you'd hear. And that stuck with me. Shout out my boy Daniel Jackson.
We love shout outs on here.
Yeah. Yeah. That man made me partly of who I am today, though. Like, oh, you know, and wrestling, a lot of wrestlers probably feel that about the wrestling coach too. It's just crazy. But yeah, I'm excited about this. And we're what, like 2.5 weeks out?
Yeah. 3 weeks. One day short of 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we're both on the card. So I don't know. I can't wait to share a fight night with you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
really cool. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for sure.
It's gonna be a hell of a night, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah. So when you were introduced, you know, number 1 flyweight, in Colorado, number 3 in the US and West, number 7 featherweight. So what weight are you fighting at? So it looks like you got 125 on lock, you got 145 on lock. So where are you making your debut at?
We're gonna be the debut is gonna be at 130. This guy didn't want to go to flyweight, so coach was like, "Hey, look, we can put on a little bit more muscle and then be in there fresh. So let's do it." And I was like, "Let's fight," you know, because fighters fight, and this is a pro debut, so let's get it, let's get it going. And like I said before, we went through a decent amount of opponents, so. It's just like, let's get
I didn't know that. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
so, one thing a lot of like non-fighters probably don't realize that 125 to 145, it's actually a huge weight gap. So, what's the most weight that you've cut?
See, I don't know why they actually, I don't know why they ranked me at 45. Because the highest I fought at was 35. So bantam.
Really?
Damn, Google.
Yeah.
It was Google. They just don't know the weight classes.
Yeah, no, because I think in Tapology, it's Tapology.
Yeah. Oh, Tapology?
Yeah. So I don't, but the most I cut, because I walk around like 45, if I allow myself to get up there.
And that's typically what bantamweights fight at, is around 145.
Yeah. Yeah, like because this guy, the last guy I fought, he was a natural bantamweight. He came down. He said he was walking like 50, 55. Yeah.
Oh,
Volkanovski's like 190.
Holy shit.
Well, he was 214.
that's a lot of weight, man.
I didn't know he was up at 190 though. Like now.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's fought at welterweight, you know, so.
Yeah. He did. He said that in the last fight.
Patty Pimblett does it too. Patty Pimblett blows
Yeah.
into like 205.
That is irresponsible.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He sets a bad example for fighters, man.
Yeah. You will not have longevity in this game if you do that.
Yeah.
I promise you. Your body will hate you.
Yeah. Tony Ferguson's perfect example because he cut weight down and then he blew up and then he cut weight again and got knocked out. Your body can't handle that.
Yeah, it's hard. I know some people get sick from cutting weight, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of reasons why people pull out of fights. You see, like non-COVID illness. It's because they cut too much weight. Now they're sick, or not too much, or they didn't do it.
I was literally just talking to my my girlfriend's family about that because they were asking me how do I rehydrate and stuff. And I was just telling them, like, if you don't do that shit correctly, I was like, and I literally said that's why you see people pull out with food sickness.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
everything you eat afterwards, you feel like you got to go to the bathroom. You know, it affects you. It's, you know, it takes a while to reintroduce, and you got to do it right.
I remember my debut. I tried to eat a whole foot long, got through a couple, like halfway through the 6 inches mark, you know, and my stomach was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh man, let me chill out. I know what's happening.
Yeah.
I just stopped eating and then started drinking some water. I was good. I was like, all right, I gotta be smarter than that. Like that on it.
So typically eat on fight day. Oh,
yeah, perfect.
That was it. I'd say fight day. It depends. I try to eat like, you know, some carbs. Healthy carbs, like some bread, some rice, good bread, not Wonder Bread or some shit like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I try to eat. I usually eat like I try to eat a healthier-ish sub. You know, like I said, I'm trying to get the carbs in, and I'll make like some chicken and rice or something like that, and eat that. But I usually don't eat too much on fight day. I try to.
So you stay clean.
Yeah. I remember in wrestling, we used to the wrestling moms would buy donuts and this and that. And you would eat that and feel like shit. And then I was like, that's probably what was going on. I shouldn't.
Feeling all lethargic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh dang. But you got to be smart with that, man, because that's literally going to be your feel when you're in the cage.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a kryptonite? Like if you see a honey bun, you're like, I'm on a diet.
Hey, my kryptonite is white chocolate Reese's. Man, I tell you what, I cannot.
Chocolate Reese's.
Oh, I can't. I'll get one of those bags. Like, you know, the little Ziploc bags.
Oh man, yeah.
Like mess around and eat the whole thing. Golly, I gotta stay away from those for the day before, and then the day of fight day. I gotta put them in the cabinet. Have my girlfriend.
His name is Dyvonne
Oh,
Thornton.
man.
What's up, little man?
What's up?
He knows that we do fight interviews. He gets excited. He's not in the UFC yet.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
Gotta take care of the kids, man.
Yeah.
That's what we do it for.
Exactly. Though. That's it.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. The what?
No, you're all right. You're all right.
Everybody's got their favorite thing. Mine's ice cream. Girl. I'm ashamed. You know, you're like, like I'm addicted to ice cream. I swear.
Oh, see,
Okay, I'm gonna eat like a whole half gallon.
Probably after.
Probably throw it up. Yeah. Like I'm just gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Don't limit yourself after the fight. I say for a week, you good. After that week, and still hit the, the bike or something. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I go a week and I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a good example for a week, at least after my fight.
Right.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes you deserve that. Because what we're doing is,
You
it's
gotta
crazy.
reward yourself for sure.
Exactly. Or it's not gonna be a sustainable life doing all this weight cutting and shit.
Yeah. But not too much like Patty Finland.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't gain 60 pounds now.
Yeah.
Moderation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I said I try to stay on the bike. I try to stay on the bike. I'm not always good with it. Like for that week that I'm indulging a little bit, I try to get on the bike, get some calories.
Still burning calories. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm enjoying my life for at least a week.
Right.
Shoot.
So after your fight, obviously you don't blow up. Do you consider, like John Jones, when he's first coming up, he was saying like off season, on season, or do you have that type of mentality, or are you, if a fight needs someone next week, I'm always ready?
See, yeah, I'm trying to be ready, especially now, because who's to say it ain't that big show calling for that week? You know what I mean? And the amateurs, because people go through stuff in the fighting. You banged up. It was hard. It's hard to take a fight in the amateurs when you banged up on a week's notice because it's for free. And then, but when in the pros, I think that's when there's no such thing as an off season. You shouldn't even think that way if you're playing football, like sports that have off seasons, to be honest. But to me, always be ready, especially in the pros. Because what if I get 2 wins and then Dana White Contender Series is like, hey,
you want
someone
fight?
just pulled out, come fight in a week.
Oh, I
gotta be ready. Yeah, exactly. I gotta be ready, unless the guy that I'm fighting, I shouldn't be fighting, and coach is gonna let us know that, obviously. That guy, that's not a small fight, for be your first fight in front of Dana. But like, if it is and you can't cut the weight because you're fat, what do you look like?
That makes sense, dude. Like totally.
You look unprofessional to me. I don't know. It's like your job. They're like, hey, you might need to stay an hour later. Ooh.
Right.
I wasn't prepared for all that. Yeah, like it's gonna happen here and there, like you gotta be ready. I don't know. That's just how I think about it though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now we got you up top on the screen. Can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Your rightful place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man, so have you ever been seriously injured in a fight?
Like in a fight?
Yeah, well, or training, or where you had to take recovery
this
time.
Most serious one I'd say was like 2 or 3 fights ago. In the beginning of one of the rounds, I rolled my ankle and tore a tendon or something, like slightly tore a tendon. It wasn't completely torn, so I was all right. No surgery or anything like that. But it was tough to get through it. But once I refocused, which wasn't too long after, but once I refocused, I stopped feeling it. But I could tell my movement was, not as good.
Right.
Especially when I went back and watched the fight. I was like, oh yeah, I can tell my movement isn't as good. That's why I started getting hit more. I'm like, yep. All right. Now I'm getting jabbed. I didn't take one jab until then,
Yeah, that's I'm glad you pointed it out, because like that's what happens when you fight injured, or if you're hurt too much, you can't perform like you should, and it could end up costing you the fight. So.
Exactly. Like your adrenaline might be blocking the pain, but the performance of that tendon, if it's torn a little bit or torn completely, whatever it is going to be hindered. You might not feel it, but it's not gonna fire like it normally does. because it
So,
can't.
do you think, obviously the phrase fake it till you make it, don't act injured. Do you think if you get injured in a fight, it's kind of hard, do you think the opponent knows, oh, something's not right, or?
It depends on how aware they are in their corner. Because I don't think my opponent realized, because I reached down because it hurt. I've never felt pain in there until that moment. I was like, what the fuck? Reached down for it. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm fighting. And then got back to fighting. I don't know if he realized what happened, but his corner did. They're like, kick it. He's hurt. And then he realized and he started attacking it. But like I said, I refocused and we got the job done, so, and we switched up a little bit. Coach started yelling out, take him down, I was being stuck in for a while, but then I took him down.
Here's a deep callback, like Sugar Sean, when he was fighting Andre Succotash or whatever, and he finished the last 3 minutes on the ground because he kept engaging. All Andre had to do is take 2 steps back and he would have won.
Oh yeah. When he like broke his foot or something like that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That's smart.
Yeah, he wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to be aware in there, man. That comes with time.
Being aware. Do you play chess?
I do not. I always tried to. Like I downloaded an app to try to teach me how to do it, but I could never memorize the moves that you're allowed to make. Like, I don't know. I need to.
Do you think chess is like jujitsu? Because you always have to think of what your next 3 moves are?
Yes, it's very similar in that aspect to where you got to know that you can be getting set up when you think you're onto something. Especially with a high-level chess player, a high-level jiu-jitsu player. Because you might think the black belt's trying to go for the armbar. Boom, next thing you know, you're in a triangle. like, oh, I know what you're doing. No, you don't. And that's where it shows there's levels. And I think they're very similar in that aspect.
Yeah, I would agree for sure. That's a good way to put it.
Exactly.
Especially the higher level people, when you're lower level, you just kind of go for moves, see if you get it. But then, now I'm starting to try to choke you and then wait for them to put the arm out, then go for the arm bar,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's how you get better.
And I think all combat sports are like that, like striking, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. Like I might feint at that ankle, but I want you to step back so I could get that ankle. Or, I might feint the jab, but I want you to parry so I can hit you with the cross.
And then jump off the wall and punch me in the face and be like, what?
Yeah, the whole
like, what the fuck was that?
I've hit that in a fight before.
Nice.
Like, man.
Nice.
It just happened. That's why I
it.
do it in sparring though. Because it just happened in the fight. As soon as he got me to the cage, I boom, kicked off in Superman. That's why I do it in sparring. I was like, all right, yep. I need to keep doing that because now it became a habit, or like not a habit, but like reaction instead of me thinking about it.
You're aware.
Yeah, exactly. We were just talking exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I always say you got to be intentful in there. You got to have intent when you're in there.
Yeah, and it's always good to do those kind of flashy moves as well. Everybody wants to see it. Plus, the judges probably like it. So.
Yeah, maybe Dana goes viral or something. Dana sees it or something crazy shit like that. Like something like that. And then also I think about that with teammates too, because Tony, he had a fight a while ago, a Muay Thai fight. On the show. Yeah, hey, yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, Tony's good. And making his pro debut here soon, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But he had a Muay Thai fight, and dude was doing, the Superman elbows and crazy shit like that. And he came up to me. He was like, I was thinking after that fight, he was like, you and Darian do shit like that. So I was like, that's the best way to prepare for that. He's like, and then he told us to keep doing that. And then I put 2 and 2. I was like, maybe that does help the teammates as well, because you never know, maybe their opponent will be someone doing shit like that, you know, throwing.
Yeah, and you'll have seen it before, and it won't be the first time.
Exactly.
You're
so
not
you know how
having to
to
learn on the job or whatever.
Yeah. Best way to put it right there. Yeah, learn on the job, and you don't want to do that in this. You do not want to do that. You learn on the job in the regular job, you know, you might mess something up. You learn on the job in the cage, you get knocked out.
Right.
Like,
yeah, you get hurt. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. But yeah, that's one way I was thinking about those type of movements as well. You're just trying not to throw them fight speed. You know?
Right. Yeah. It's hard, you know, when you're in the zone, you know.
Sometimes, yeah. And especially when like let's say you and your sparring partner are already like duking it out.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta be smart about that as well.
We are full of segues today. You ready for this one? You mentioned you don't want to learn on the job in the cage. So, do you have any other jobs, or are you a full-time fighter?
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah.
Hey, we're getting good at this, bro.
Oh man, the Segway King on bro. Yeah. But I work at 9 Round Kickboxing and Fitness. Shout out. They're also one of my sponsors.
Nice.
But I basically like, I don't know how to explain, like, I don't want to say everyday normal people, but like non-fighters, you know, or like people that don't go to like actual martial arts gyms, like academies, I should say, because it's a martial arts gym, so, but academies that they come in, they are membership based, and they come in and we show them, you know, basics of kickboxing, and as they level up, we level up, you know, the techniques, you know, and
nice.
Wonderful people. My coworkers are amazing. Adam works there, one of our teammates, Caleb as well. Just I love it. Wonderful people, and the people that the members there so open-minded to learning stuff. And I don't know, sometimes you really feel like you're making someone's day better, and that shit feels good, you know.
Yeah, for sure. When you help people out, it gives you a good feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool because, you know, even though you're not training fighters, you're still training people
and holding mitts.
And then like, I think that makes you get better too at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think we've had a conversation about that. Yeah, just like catching punches and stuff. And I'm always thinking, when I'm holding mitts in the combo, we finish a combo, I'm thinking, if they throw that combo at me, where would I want to move after? Or how would I want to, you know, counter in my head while I'm holding the mitt? So my striking has improved so much since I started working there. Like, it's crazy. Just from walking through a jab, walking through a cross or a round kick. You have to know how to throw those and do it perfectly when you're not perfectly, but really good when you're trying to demonstrate it. So you're always getting reps. I'm getting reps 7 hours a day, you know, like.
Yeah. You're always training too. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you think about it more. So yeah, that was one of things. So that was one of the ways you improved your skills over the last year. How else have you improved your skills? Just by training constantly. I mean, you get good, you know, when you put the time in. So
just being in the gym, trying to learn, being, like I said, being intent, having intent in training. Yeah. Don't go in training and just think going hard is going to get you somewhere. It'll get you, you know, it might get you there, but it's not going to get you to the top. You got to know what you're trying to work on, how you're trying to work it. Like, I always think in sparring, what am I trying to do? Distance or countering? Am I trying to work parries? You know, something like that. Or am I trying to work setting up my lead round? Things like that. Like, or even like, my spinning back fist. Like, how do I want to set that up? You know, how do I want to feint first? Do I want to throw the jab first? And I do that while I'm sparring, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's like just.
I'm trying to get on your level. Shoot.
Yeah. You know, that's what I said. Intent is huge. Have intent in this game. Boy, and anything you do, period. anything you do.
I like that. Also to have an open mind, there's always going to be ways to learn more and get better.
Yeah.
And no matter how good you are, you're probably not going to be the top dog either. So
yeah, you shouldn't be.
Right.
It's like I was just talking to my one of my girlfriend's little cousin, and he said one of the problems he had on his basketball team in high school was he was the best, and that's not a good thing. And he realized that he didn't want to be the best person on the team, which I think is a good thing. And you shouldn't be. If you want to be the best on the team, you don't actually want to be on the top. You just want to be cool around your friends, I think.
Right.
If you don't lose in the gym, you'll never get better.
Exactly. And the times where I'm getting beat up, I'm like, man, whoever I'm fighting ain't gonna do what Darian just did to me. Like, ain't no damn way.
Right.
I'm all right. Shit. I go home way more sore from sparring. I shouldn't say that. But honestly, I've taken more damage in sparring than a lot of my fights. Because I feel like I've been there.
Yeah.
I feel smart, and because I'm definitely not smart. I can definitely get smarter in there. But compared to whoever I'm fighting, I don't think they've been through fire like I have. So I don't know. Just confidence, I feel, helps with that, especially when that comes from getting your ass beat in sparring. like shit. And coming back the next sparring day and, lacing them up and still going, So I don't know. It's just people got to learn how to learn from getting beat up sometimes,
So working at the gym, training for a fight, how do you relax? Like, what's your favorite movie to watch?
I love like survival shows or like cooking stuff because I love cooking. But I try to golf. I don't know if y'all are golfers.
I'm not.
But I try to get out there. I'm not very good.
I go once a year with my dad.
Just hit the links a couple times, like tomorrow we're trying to go golfing, but relaxing really, and like watching YouTube. I like YouTube. I like to watch like old fights. I like watching fight news, survival stuff. I like looking up recipes. That's how I relax.
Hell yeah. It's cool.
Got to do something other than fighting sometimes.
Yeah, you can't be doing it 24/7 for sure.
Yeah, especially when you work.
Take a break.
Anything
that you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, anything. Exactly. Yeah. Some people can't. Some people can. I don't know, but most people can't.
Right.
I'm not one of them that can. I tell you that right now. But yeah.
So, who's your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter. It kind of gravitates, but I'd have to say Izzy.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Moreno.
Okay. I like it.
Good one.
Yeah. Izzy's probably and Valentina Shevchenko. Yeah, can't forget about her. Valentina and Izzy are the ones, like two of the fighters that really like inspired me to just try it out,
Nice.
Like listening to them gave me goosebumps.
Think
I was like,
Perria's gonna take Izzy out?
oh no.
No. He beat him in kickboxing.
That don't matter. This is MMA.
That was a different career ago. That was a long time ago. So.
And he knocked him out in the first fight. And I don't know how, I don't think people understand how long ago that was. They fought again and they went to split.
Oh, nice.
I think the first fight was 2014, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then they fought like 2 years after that.
Yeah.
Or it was a little bit sooner. And they went to a split. And Izzy hurt him a couple times in that fight. They hurt each other.
Yeah.
But Izzy also hurt him. It's like, guys, you got to go back to the full history. Like, what are y'all talking about?
Drama sells fights.
Right. Yeah, that's true. People don't care that they fought again and it was close. Yeah.
That's all they remember is that knockout. So remember
Yeah, that's true.
remember that.
Yeah. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, that's all they care about is that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna care about. And like Matt said, drama sells.
Yeah, it sure does. For sure.
Yeah. So I do think he's talented, like as an MMA fighter as well as a kickboxer, but I just don't think he'll beat Izzy.
Yeah, I think he's gonna whoop Sean Strickland's ass though.
I hope he does. I'm so tired of that guy.
I think he's kind of, he's too much talk,
Too much. Far too much.
I don't know,
But think about it. It worked for Shale, worked for Connor, worked
But
for
he's
Colby.
not good at
But-
it. He sounds like an idiot.
but he doesn't fight like those guys either. Like he embarrassed
Yeah.
himself and like just jabbed a whole fight. And like, dude, you're not fighting like an animal, and you
I
can't.
felt like a pussy.
Chael
You
actually-
did fight like one.
Chael
You
brought
fought-
the heat,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You fought like a pussy, bro.
dude, totally. Like, and he just kind of exposed himself, like talking about
I
how
heard-
to kill people in the ring, and like, dude, you ain't fighting like it. That's for sure.
You're not that. You're not really that.
Yeah,
Like, stop talking
yeah,
like that.
you're not. Yeah, like, bro, like, come on.
Yeah, that didn't sit right with me. Why would you want to do that? I don't want to do that.
Yeah, right. I
This
mean,
is
it's like the Kobe Covington thing. He was the All-American goody two-shoe boy, and he had to become the villain to be somebody.
yeah. I just don't like the fake shit. Like that don't sit right with me. It just don't sit right with me.
Johnson was a perfect example.
Who?
He got Demetrius Johnson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Got overlooked because he was the nice guy and he didn't stir shit.
right. But he was an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
I just, I don't understand that.
Drama sells.
Like, I don't know, man. I just don't think you have to take it to the level that some of these guys do.
Right.
And then like
Too
Kobe,
personal.
I wouldn't personally run up in no public setting like that and then hit somebody like that.
Stupid. It's too much
But-
to lose, man. Especially when
but,
you're a UFC
exactly.
fighter.
But what do you expect when you talk like that? And then after the fight, this man says it's still on site. I'll fight you in the parking lot. And then you get hit in your shit and then you're crying and trying to sue people.
Right.
Like what?
You're suing. Yeah. It's just
Get out of here. And what don't sit right with me with that too is more people were more upset about that situation than they were Connor beating up an 85-year-old man.
you're right. Yeah.
Like y'all more mad at Jorge for hitting a fighter than Connor for punching an 85-year-old.
And man, Connor's been like, he's been arrested multiple times. He's had like sexual misconduct allegations against him, against women, like all kinds of shit, bro.
Sending other fighters to the emergency room because the glass got in their eyes.
Yeah. The truck incident.
Yeah.
He is super wildin', like for sure.
But Jorge hitting another fighter is way too much. Like he
Right.
gets hit for a living. He's all right.
Yeah,
Shut up.
At least he only hit him and like started a fight with them, or it kind of kept it in the realm of what he does professionally.
Like how I was raised, that's what happens when you do shit like that.
Talk about
You
people's
get beat
families,
up.
and that's normal.
And whether if you beat me up the first time or not, I'm gonna meet you the next day. We fighting again.
But it doesn't matter. Like, and then even if you get beat up, eventually they stop talking because they know they're gonna have to fight you every day.
Exactly. Yeah, you gonna beat me up 50 times. That 51 time I beat you up, I'm good. All right, we can squash it. All right, bro. Like beach move. Like, but people want to say we're modern day warriors, but I don't think they really believe that.
Right.
So I'm gonna pull it back to Sean Strickland. He recently made comments about like Rose Namajunas and Pat Barry. I heard that your girlfriend just started training. So what does that mean to you? Like to get to train with your girlfriend, not the other shit he said.
Yeah.
But you're training with her.
That's part of it.
Learn from her, she learns from you. What does that mean to you?
It is amazing, man. I sometimes like, cause I'll do the drilling with her, and then we'll do a round together, and then I'll go get ready for fighter practice. And I just look back and just like, wow, she's really on the mat right now. You know, like that is crazy. It's I didn't think she'd ever do it, but she's doing it. I'm so thankful that she is. And I don't know, it motivates me more to make this shit happen, you know.
It's just awesome. Like your families and your girlfriend gets involved. Like we're talking to Barb, and her mother's boxing now. I'm gonna do a boxing. You know, when you get your family involved in the things you're passionate about, probably because you're passionate about it is the only reason they started doing it. You know, that's an awesome feeling. Like,
And then they benefit from that, you know.
Yeah, and it changes their lives too, you know. And then all of a sudden, just because of what you were passionate about and your dreams is now all of a sudden helping other people better their lives, and you're inspiring people just through something you were passionate about. And
yeah, like back in Wisco, I see more and more people are trying to get into MMA. One of my boys, Darren Coleman, my boy, I think he's 3-0 now. 3-0. I'm pretty sure all knockouts. My boy started fighting too. So, you know, like it's awesome seeing people start, you know, chasing it, because they're like, "What, you chased it, so I'm gonna chase it too." You know, I love that.
Yeah. And then, you know, but you know, they're saying with Rose and people, there's a lot of people that, you know, you're training, you spend a lot of time with them, they end up dating. And I've seen it more than at other gyms. There are people that try to use their standing, you know, they're a jiu-jitsu world champion. I'm 4-time jiu-jitsu champion. Like, oh, I know, you know, women love me, you know, and they just think every woman loves me. And you know, they start messaging everybody in the gym, you know, and so that's like, that happens at a lot of the times with people who just get into that higher in the limelight or whatever. So it's like,
get lost in it.
Yeah, it's something real that you have to watch out for. And you know, I know, I can't remember, you made a post about it, like, don't be that guy that's DMing the new girl, thanks for the role. You can't be like that. You know, it's cool to say like, hey, what's up, and follow.
Yeah, talk to him, be a normal human.
But when you start like DMing them like shady, creepy guy stuff, like it gives MMA a bad name. It pushes people away from it.
It hurts women's training in general.
Yeah, right.
Don't ruin a woman's experience with training because you are a weirdo.
Right. Yeah, because that's your date ground or whatever.
Like, and come on. Like, oh man. Like that's so goofy to me. Just talk to them. If they want to message with you back and forth,
you'll know pretty quickly, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. If that's what they want to do, you'll know. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely a good topic. It's something that more people need to be aware of, and hopefully, it won't always be like
that type of gym culture should be fixed.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the type of gyms that probably don't last either, you know, because they have all these underlying issues.
Or don't send out very high performing individuals, or
they don't care about the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's I agree with that.
Yeah. So what's up? You got an intro song? My bad.
Right now, my friend Dayon, he's a rapper, Dizzy Mufasa, on all platforms.
Okay.
He just wrote me a song called The Real Deal. So that's gonna be my walkout. Usually, yeah.
I'm gonna have to bust out my walkout song now. Oh, I got one from one of my boys from Madison, who's a local rapper. He made a song back in the day too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just
like you did that.
That's so cool. Yeah, you know. But I try to I want the song to send a message to my opponent.
Right.
Like for my title fight, it was Lil Wayne Can't Be Broken. Okay. So I just wanted him to know wasn't shit going you do in there gonna break me. You weren't taking this belt from me.
Nice.
You know, so like that's kind of my idea with my walkout songs. Is send a message to this guy. You know, if you pay attention to these lyrics, you're gonna know what I'm about to try to do to you on here.
We're still looking for an intro song here, so.
Hey.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll message them and we'll send it in.
That's networking right there.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, it is.
Here, Can's listening. Send them in.
That's how it's
I got you. Hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did you get into fighting in the first place?
Like I said, Izzy and Valentina were giving me skills, man. Like I remember it was like a little bit less than a year before I moved here. I watched it was a rerun. They played it back of Izzy's fight with Kevin Gastelum for the interim belt.
Okay.
And then at that beginning of that 5th round, he looked at Kevin. He said, "You will not beat me. I'm prepared to die." I don't know, it just gave me chills. I was like, oh, and I need those moments. I want that moment right there. And then I was watching after that, that's what kind of like, I'm watching more fights. I got to watch more of this.
Right.
And then,
yeah.
And I always liked Valentina. I always liked her, even before that. And because I paid attention to fighting, but not a lot. And then freaking Valentina, I'm watching Valentina documentary. And then it was after she had won her flyweight belt. She said, "Nobody can beat me. I am a complete mixed martial artist." I was like, that's what I want to be.
Yeah. I
Like,
love
that
watching her fight. And she is.
Man, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, I don't know. Like, the techniques are almost flawless. And that's why I love the spinning back fist. It's from her.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Like
So y'all better peep it. Maybe the 18th, who knows, you know. I try to stay away from it in the Amis because landing with the forearm is illegal in most states.
Yeah, you could get in trouble for it.
But now, I'm telling y'all,
it won't matter because you can elbow too, so you can get away with it for sure.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. So, what advice do you have for anybody who's looking to get into MMA? They want to fight, they want to train. What advice do you have for them?
We kind of touched on it in the beginning, talking about wrestling.
Okay.
Wrestle. If you have any interest in fighting when you get older, I'm talking to my younger people right now. Wrestle. Even if you're like, I don't even know if I want to fight, but I kind of am interested in it. Wrestle. Because if you're not prepared to wrestle, you don't want to fight.
Nice.
If you don't think it's worth it, you don't want to fight really. But
Kevin Holland.
Yeah, you got to wrestle. It's exactly, Kevin Holland. Yeah, come on, bro. but you wrestle. That's my number one thing. And remember, we were talking about the grind. And wrestling is different from anything. A lot of the wrestling practices in high school, I don't like. I compare them to fight practice, sometimes worse. Like, nice. Man, it was brutal in there. It was brutal. I literally think back to them like, you have to kind of be a little crazy to do all that in high school. Wrestle 3.5, 4 hours a day, 2 meets a week, go to school, and I was working too. So it's like that grind will teach you something that nothing else will. So wrestle.
You heard it here from a pro fighter.
Yeah,
you need to wrestle.
You need to wrestle. And then,
have you ever been in any street fights?
Oh yeah. Not proud of it, but sometimes it has to happen. And like I said, our neighborhoods weren't the worst by any means, but they weren't the best either. So you're gonna grow up fighting a little bit. And honestly, as a friend group, that's what we did. We would either put the gloves on, or we'd be like, all right, if we don't have gloves, let's just throw them to the body.
Damn.
We call it body boxing. Someone step out to the middle of the street, like, all right, what's up? And then you would step out, or you wouldn't, then you'd be called a bitch. Or you usually stepped out, and then you go at it. So I don't know how many sparring sessions I actually had before I got into this.
Hell yeah.
Talking about
Like,
body boxing.
yeah.
What do you think of Jake Paul boxing?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Yeah, I think that type of growing up kind of made me ready for this shit too, to be honest. I say I went through my me and our friends went through our own agogi, like the Spartan thing they send their kids into. I was like, we went through our own. I came out a man from there. But yeah, not proud of it, but yeah.
What do you think of Jake Paul and what he's doing and bringing up fighter pay? Are you on Jake or?
Yeah.
I just think I don't know because I don't know how I would go about it, So I don't know how I should even how I judge how he's doing it, because I don't know how the hell I'd do it, So
Do you
I just
think
think it
it's
could be
doing
a lot
any
more.
good? Do you think that he's just talking for attention? Do you
A
think
little bit of both.
he's really trying to create a change?
I think it's a little bit of both.
What do you think about like his boxing? Is he a decent boxer? Is it just another thing for entertainment?
I think he's a low-level pro. A
Nice.
low-level pro. He's definitely talented, He wouldn't be landing these big shots on professional MMA fighters, strikers or not, if he wasn't talented. I think he's like a low-level pro boxer, but nothing high. I don't think he is what he thinks he is, or he's lying, to sell.
State wrestler.
That was his brother.
He went to state. He didn't win, but he went to state too.
I'm pretty sure he 2-0 out. So, I don't even want to hear him talk about that. His brother, Logan, went to the state finals or won the state finals.
I think Logan won. I think Jake made it to states, but didn't make it far, but made it to states. He got the participation ribbon.
Yeah. So I don't think that's even anything to bring up for him to be like, I was really good at wrestling. Okay.
Nice.
All right, we don't care. You're not anymore. You're not a wrestler anymore. When was the last time you stepped on the mat?
What do you think about the risk of CTE and brain damage and getting injured and potentially having to deal with the repercussions of all the injuries you took later on down the line when you're a little bit older?
I just think you have to be smart and know when to hang the daggone gloves up. Train smart. And I think that's something me and coach have been talking about that recently too, is training smarter. Yeah. And taking a break when we need to. That's why I'm gonna make my pro debut and then probably won't take another fight till the end of the year. Because this is gonna be 7 in less than a year and a half.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so we're fighting almost every other month. My last 4 fights were I think I got 4 fights in 5 months, 4.5 months. So we're going to start chilling out. And that's one thing, know when to chill out, know when to chill out. Don't listen to your ego all the time.
Right, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do you think about performance enhancers and people who use steroids and are they cheaters or are they just trying to make themselves better? What do you think?
They're both. They're trying to make themselves better by cheating.
Right.
And in this game, I don't even like calling it a game. And what we do, that's dangerous.
For sure.
It's different for a sprinter or a basketball player to do it. It's still cheating. But in combat sports, it's dangerous. Don't do it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen put it he's a known steroid user, but then I can't remember so he had a conversation with someone and we're like, the potential of using steroids and cheating could severely injure somebody. Like you said, it's not like running track or basketball where you're just going to perform better. You could perform so well that you could life-changing injury somebody because you use things.
Exactly. Yeah, this game is too serious for that.
Right.
So with PEDs and microdosing, what do you think of John Jones, the GOAT of MMA?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't consider him the GOAT, because the greatest of all time, to be great, you also have to be a good example.
I like it.
You're very talented, the most talented of all time. We could go give him that, but not the greatest. And that's what kind of how I'm feeling on that. Like that's kind of my answer to that is stop fucking up.
Right.
If you want to be the GOAT.
Like DC said, John Jones, get your shit together.
Yeah.
He has the potential.
Again, though, it's hard for us to judge a man that went through what he went through. We don't know how it feels to be.
We don't know. Right.
Yeah, but like still get your shit. You got to try to get your shit together.
I compare it to LeBron James. LeBron James was 18 years old, and he went through pretty much the same rise that John Jones did, and he never fucked up.
Yeah, see, yeah. And that's a good thing. He had the right people around him.
Yeah, and that's where it is.
I mean, not to judge the people around John. I don't know who they are as people, but we know Bron been around the same daggone people for his whole career.
Yeah.
and like you said, Matt, he ain't fucked up.
What we need to do is we need to get John Jones' parents and just take some of their DNA in a lab, because two brothers, Super Bowl champions in the NFL. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
That is ridiculous.
They're amazing athletes. Like,
yeah. And the sister was pretty talented too. I know she passed away from cancer when they were younger, but she was very talented, I think, in tennis.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. See, that's crazy. Yeah, so we're getting a little short on time, so I'm going to try and hurry up with these last few questions so we can get them in there. What do you think about dirty fighters? Fighters who eye poke, kick in the groin, grab the cage, grab your gloves. There's a lot of fighters out there that know they can get away with it before a point gets taken. What do you think about fighters who use these tactics on purpose? And
I think it's ridiculous. Fight. If you're a fighter, fight. To me, that's being a
clean.
Yeah, exactly. You should want to win fairly. I don't understand that. Even as a kid, I didn't want to cheat to win kickball. That comes with integrity.
Doesn't mean
you don't have integrity. Yeah, exactly. It's like go home like, ooh, I just won a kickball because I cheated. Like that. To me, I'm not better than the person I just beat. I wanted to be better than you. Not just beat.
Right. Yeah. That's where, that's where the real war comes in.
Yeah, I think that's the difference from good integrity and real competitors.
Nice.
Exactly.
Man, so my heart goes out to him. Cain Velasquez. It's a great, crazy situation. Those of you that aren't familiar with it, what happened, somebody was alleged some sexual misconduct charges about a young niece or nephew and his family, and Cain ended up chasing him in a high-speed chase and shot at the alleged person, but ended up hitting the alleged's father. Shot him twice, I think. What do you think about that, man?
It's sad.
Yeah.
I just don't know how I would react. So again, like we've had a lot of these topics where like it's hard to judge.
Right. Yeah, we try to be a little bit controversial and get these hard questions out, but not all the way. It's hopefully what makes our show different and
exactly. Yeah.
I talk about those things that
you got to talk about
are on the border, on the line, and
because then how else are people going to open their minds up?
And hopefully we can all learn from it and take this information and use it in some way.
My final thought on him is just like he did what everybody said they would do.
Yeah, I probably would have done.
And multiple people have said that.
I probably would have done the same thing. It's hard to.
And
I would have
unfortunately,
tried to be more methodical about it.
Yeah, a little
Which
bit
is
smarter,
crazy.
maybe. Like,
I
come
feel
on,
crazy
bro.
saying.
What were you doing?
I feel crazy saying that, but like, you
You
know,
should have brought
like,
the army cloaks out and crap, and
would have snuck up on dude and shot him in his leg. Like,
there
yeah,
you go. Hey, don't cross us, right?
okay.
I feel like they're gonna make an example out of him just
Yeah.
We're gonna try to.
because everyone says they're gonna do it. He actually did it. So if they don't make an example out of him, who is more famous than Johnny down the street,
Yeah.
it's gonna stop Johnny down the street doing it if he's in that situation.
They think
I
they'll
just
be
don't get how you
Hope to.
deny bail to him, but not an accused
right.
pedophile.
That's kind of messed up, bro. That's
I'm talking about over 100 times. How is he not a danger to society?
Exactly. He should,
I think
he should
too
be locked up too. He should be locked
it
up.
doesn't help that fighting is still in some people's eyes looked as human cockfighting. It's like it's not.
Yeah.
It's a sport now.
Yeah.
It's not we're going in there and knocking teeth out to the second.
Yeah. Like I was watching like Pacifist Reacts, and they were like, she said, I think deep down these people are actually good humans. So because we do this, we're just terrible human beings, you closed-minded individual. Like like what? Like some people think like that. Like that's crazy.
Hey, so what are your thoughts on bare knuckle fights? Like they're becoming super popular. People are getting paid a lot of money. They pay really well to do it. There's obviously a reason why. But I mean, what do you think about bare knuckle fights? Would you ever consider doing it?
Oh, I actually had an offer, but turned it down because I think my MMA career is more important.
Hell yeah.
And I don't want to mess my hands up and then have to like turn down the fight for MMA, like a big opportunity or something.
See
but
hands afterwards, and they're just
they're tore up. If you don't have time to condition your hands properly, don't do it. Really, I mean, I wouldn't if I didn't have time to condition my hands properly. But
smart.
Hey, it teaches disciplined boxing. I think it can.
You become a real fighter then, for sure.
Yeah. And that's real fighting dang near right there, without the kicking and stuff. But like, that's how it feels when you fight in the street.
Right.
Old school movie in 2009 is called Fighting with Terrence J. Howard. And it's basically like a modern day Bronson. They just go around to like underground places and fist fight. It's
with Channing Tatum, right?
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Good movie. But even like some scenes in there shows the effects that getting hit by a fist, it's not good for the person getting hit, but it's also not good for the person hitting.
It's different.
Technique
the gloves.
is
The gloves.
Even in a lot of my fights, I feel like if I kicked a lot, or if I threw my right hand a lot, and that's,
a lot of people don't know this, but from fighting, like your hands and your feet are almost just as sore as from receiving punches as giving out punches after a fight as well.
Yep.
Most of my pain is from giving out damage.
Yeah.
Like after I kick a lot and so like my ankle hurts, my foot hurts after, my shin hurts, like I remember I had a fight that lasted a minute and still my arm was hurting. I was like, I was only in there for a minute. Are you kidding me?
Hey.
I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, wow. But yeah, I don't think people understand how much damage the winner takes as well.
For sure. So is your goal to be in the UFC?
That is one of my main goals, but honestly, the top goal priority is to take care of my people.
Nice.
And if the UFC ain't trying to, give me an opportunity to do that, and someone else is, because my ego is not more important than my family eating and being comfortable.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that for sure.
Exactly. I heard a rapper, he said, money isn't that important my family is, you know.
Oh,
So that's kind of the fame isn't that important my family is, you know. So who's gonna be able to help me take care of my family? That's where I'm going.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's all about the family in the end. That's
Yeah.
what's really important. That brings us into man. Do you have any sponsors that you want to thank, man?
Yes, sir. I'd like to, like I said, 9 Round, shout out 9 Round, amazing people there, amazing trainers, amazing members. Join your local 9 Round, look it up, go ahead. First workout is free.
Nice.
Also like to shout out Vigilant Security, our boy Donnie, private security, high profile security. They do event security. I also like to shout out my man Dane with the Kerr family, amazing guy, amazing people, amazing family. And I also like to shout out, Backcountry PT. Scott is amazing. He will get you right. Any injuries you have, he's going to be real quick and smooth about it and not try to take all your money, you know, which is very important. And two more actually, Jesse Real Estate. You're trying to buy or sell a house in the Colorado area, especially the Springs, get at them, Jesse Real Estate. And then a new one, Prodigy Salon. Go get your hair cut, your hair colored, you know, amazing people, a beautiful salon, and for a reasonable price.
Nice. Plus the Fresh Fit Foods as well.
Oh yeah, Fast Fit Foods. Thank you.
Okay.
Fast Fit Foods. Easy, convenient food. Use the code 9 Round
That's
for
good
a 10% discount. Man, go get the food. If you work late, it's a lifesaver.
Yeah, it tastes good too.
Exactly.
Healthy.
Yep. Charles knows.
Good for you. I've tried a lot of different meal plans, and most of them suck, dude. You know,
Yeah.
you know, like my stomach hurts afterwards.
Yep.
You
Frozen
know,
ass chicken.
it's
You
like,
gave me.
yeah. I'm like, man, this stuff's junk. But I enjoyed their meals. They were pretty
I
good.
appreciate that, man. And then, you know, supporting me and Barb with that.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you having me on, brother.
Yeah, I mean, we could keep going, but we kind of got a hard time limit on our editing stuff. So, but
Yeah.
we could keep asking questions all day long, man. We're really starting to get to know you, get comfortable with you, man. We've had a great time. Dyvonne Thornton is making his pro debut June 18th. Battle MMA. Get your tickets now. Check them out. It's gonna be one hell of a show. We look forward to it, man. Thank you so much. This has been another
appreciate you guys.
Two Dudes in a Cage. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You want to
Right
see
here.
more fighter spotlights? We got, man, 90% of our viewers aren't subscribed. So please subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate that. We appreciate you showing us some love. Dyvonne,
Also,
so much.
podcasts anywhere you can listen to a podcast, we be on there.
Yes,
Get to it, guys.
check it out.